On the move, got the flow so smooth. Spitting rhymes on the podcast, got nothing to prove. He's the host with the most, dropping knowledge every week. From the underground to the mainstream, making the street speak. Step on the stage, Mo grabs the microphone, holding it down, he's in the league of his own. Interviews with the legends, the up-and-coming stars. No topic off limits, pushing the bars. Merle on the move, taking over the game. Keeping it real, never fake, never the same. Hip-hop podcast, bringing the heat. With Merle on the mic, grooving to the beat.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Merle on the Move show. I am Merle on the Move. Let's go with it. Let's go. It's Merle on the Move. Welcome to the program. No show last week. Last week had a lot of stuff going on. Last week was graduation. A lot of people. Bam! A lot of people graduated last week, including my son. My son graduated. He had graduation last week. He graduated high school. He was a senior, and I got to watch him walk the stage and receive his diploma. Very great. One more time. Shout out for my boy. He around of applause for all the people who have children who graduated college and graduated high school. Great situation right there. Very proud dad I am to see my son walk that stage. So in the program today, I'm going to go over a few things. One of the things I'm going to go over is the NBA playoffs. See, I'm wearing the Luka Laker jersey because I'm a Laker for life. If you know Merle, you know that. No matter what, who's playing, what time of year it is, I am a Laker. I'm going to rock with my squad. And so those Knicks that hadn't been in the finals since 1973, that's the year your boy Merle was born, they out. They out of there. They got beat by the Pacers. Shout out to the Pacers. Hey. My bad. I meant to hit that one for y'all Pacers. I'm not a Pacer fan at all, but I'm not mad at the Pacers for making it. Now, I wanted to see the Knicks. The Pacers blew them out. The Knicks looked like they didn't want to win towards the end. I don't know what was going on with that, but it just really looked like they didn't want to end. They didn't want to win towards the end. But the Knicks didn't put forth the effort. I knew it was going to. I said this. I said last week, or earlier this week, I'm sorry, when Game 5 was going on. Before it happened, I said the Knicks are going to win Game 5 because it was in New York. They're going to win Game 5. You know, they were emotional. They had to win. And they did. But I knew they was going to lose Game 6 going back to Indiana. I just knew it was going to happen, and it happened. So, but good season for the Knicks, considering it's the Knicks, right? But good season overall for them for making it as far as they did. But this finals is going to be boring. I'm going to hit it. It's going to be hit all the sound effects on it. It's going to be crickets. OKC, I said this. They don't really have a big following. The Pacers don't have a big following. Besides that area, not even Chicago. Ain't no Chicago fans liking the Pacers. Maybe northern Indiana, Gary area, they rock with the Pacers. Southern, maybe Kentucky, some western Ohio. But ain't nobody rocking with the Pacers for real besides Indiana. Ain't nobody rocking with OKC besides Oklahoma. And maybe some old school Seattle Supersonic fans because, you know, they used to be the Supersonics. But I'm going to watch it. It's the MVP. There's two great guards in the finals. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's dope. He's the MVP. He's the scoring champion this year. So it's going to be, and I like their team. They're going to get after it. The Pacers got played with a good pace. So it's going to be an energized game, just not really what we used to. We used to seeing this purple and gold, baby. You know what it is. We used to see it. Oh, I hit the wrong one. But anyway, so that's what's going on. And NASCAR's coming back. If y'all watch NASCAR, I'm gonna watch NASCAR. Jordan got a team in NASCAR. Shout out to the homie. So I'm gonna watch some NASCAR. Don't get it twisted. I am gonna go over a lot of entertainment. The AMAs happened, so I'm gonna go over that a little bit later after I get out of this sports bow. Let's go and move past. My Cardinals are number 2 right now. We're playing pretty good. I don't know if we won yesterday. I didn't check the stacks, but you got the Cubs in first place. We don't like that, but it's early in the season. But I'm glad my Cardinals are playing pretty good right now. So let's move on to a few things. Got UFC going on. I don't know who's in that fight, but I want to talk about this thing with RG3. I wanted to talk about it last week. Like I said, I didn't do a show, but RG3, you know who he is. He was a football player. He played for the Washington Commanders back before they was called the Commanders. It was called the Redskins. And he was drafted number 1, I think, out of Baylor. And, he got injured and he came back and he was never the same. He got traded to a couple other teams and never played the same. Kirk Cousins was drafted in the same round. Kirk Cousins had a pretty good career. RG3 didn't. Robert Griffin III is his real name. He's married to a white lady. That doesn't matter, but it matters in this story because he has a podcast now because he's not in the league. He was working for ESPN, and now he doesn't work for ESPN anymore, and he does a podcast. I forget what his podcast is called. And on his podcast, he was kind of like talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and he gave his take. And given his take, he was saying that Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark at all, and that she was if it was another player that didn't intervene between that little scuffle they had a couple weeks ago, a week or so ago, because she's injured now, right? Not because of that fight though, or a scuffle. But anyway, in his mind, he said if that player hadn't intervened, that Angel Reese would have hit Caitlin Clark. I don't know. I don't think so, but that's what he's saying. And while he was giving his take, his wife was in the background on camera, like agreeing on certain things, like, you know what I'm saying? Like shaking her head. Her body language was like giving, like she was rocking with what he was saying. So Ryan Clark also works for ESPN and worked for ESPN when Robert Griffin III was on there. RG3 was on there, ESPN. He has his own podcast called The Pivot. And he does that with a couple other guys. With I think my guy, Fred Taylor from Jacksonville. We played for Jacksonville. And I'm a guy that played for the Dolphins, Shannon Crowder, I think his name. Anyway, they got a good show. I watched it. It's pretty dope. Brandon Marshall used to be on there too. But anyway, so I like the show. So Ryan Clark, good dude. Don't know him, but I watch him. And his takes are really good. Stand-up guy, seems like. And he gave a take about what he's seen on RG3, how it seems like he wants to bash black women or something like that. You got to watch it. I don't want to put words in his mouth or whatever he said, but it was interesting. And Stephen A. Smith spoke about it, and he kind of took the side of Ryan Clark, and said that RG3 was kind of being a clown in the situation. So I don't know if y'all seen that.
So why do I think Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark? It could be the fact that Aaliyah Boston had to save Angel Reese from ending her career. This is a still shot. After the foul that Caitlin Clark put on Angel Reese tried to hit her. But if it wasn't for Aaliyah Boston putting her arms in the way, Angel Reese would not be playing basketball anymore because she was going to sucker punch Caitlin Clark. Now, you tell me a time when you've seen somebody get fouled on a basketball court in a professional league where they tried to almost sucker punch somebody that they were friends with because of a hard foul. So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark.
When RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story.
Right.
The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. If you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with.
Whoa.
But I think RG3 be on that. I don't want to say he be cooning around, but it seems like he be cooning around to me. And that ain't cool, brother. So if you're going to be a stand-up man, be a stand-up man on all phases, not just on some. You know what I mean? Give your take for real. Don't be a puppet. And it seems like you be cooning. Anyway, Clarissa Shields and Clarissa Shields, she's got a fight coming up. I'm going to talk about that. She's still on sports. Clarissa Shields is about a female boxer. And she has a fight coming up in July in Detroit. I think it's at the Little Caesars Arena. Great. Love watching her fights. I'm going to watch this one too. But she's dating Papoose. Papoose is a rapper, battle rapper, got some songs, no hit songs, but his pen is good. His pen game is really good. And he was with Remy Ma, who's also a rapper. And we thought that her pen game was really good, but Papoose coming out saying it was his pen game all along. But we kind of figured that, but nobody really knew that. Fat Joe didn't like sign off saying that it was Papoose, but we kind of knew because he stayed close to her, to the situation. You know what I mean? And she went to jail, and then her bars was tight. Her bars sound like a dude. That's why people like Remy, because Remy rap. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't like Nicki Minaj. She was before Nicki Minaj too. But Remy rap like a guy. Like her bars are rough. She ain't saying guy stuff, kind of sometimes, but it's feminine, but it's rough. Like a dude wrote it. Like Papoose wrote it. So now he's with Clarissa Shields, and they got some beef going back and forth. She's making memes, putting pictures up, you know what I mean, of Papoose. And if you look at the pictures, Remy has a type. That guy that was the battle rapper, the block captain, Easy, the block captain, I think is his name, him. That guy, he ain't got no hit songs, but Remy was doing she was holding some battle raps. And I don't know if she met him then and met him before then or whatever it is, but she ended up messing around with this guy. And that's how they kind of drifted apart. They marriage, I think they was legally married. They got kids, I know that for a fact. And this is a whole situation. Clarissa Shields is bought into it. She's with Papoose, and she's going back and forth talking to Remy on the internet. Anyway, that's some drama that's going on. I kind of wanted to touch base because it's kind of with sports. It's kind of, what's going on in the world. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I don't know if y'all even been checking in on that, but that kind of happened. Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp had a tour he was going to do. Him and Ocho Cinco was about to do a tour where he's going to sit down and do his podcast in front of a live audience, which is dope. I hope to do this myself one day. But that's a pretty dope situation. Probably would have went, but it came close enough. Merle would have went to that also. But I said this a while ago, like he had this lawsuit with this girl and this lawyer, and it kind of, after a while, it blew up real big, and then kind of went hush-hush, and he was still doing his thing. He ain't been on ESPN, I don't think, but he was doing his Club Shay Shay and doing his nightcap show and his guests, doing his thing. And I guess maybe still some life to that situation going on. I don't know that to be true, but yeah. So they canceled. He said he canceled, gonna move it back. He's still gonna do it. We're gonna push it back. Keep doing what we're doing right now. That's why they're smart. But I still like Shannon Sharp. He did an interview with 2 Chainz. That 2 Chainz interview we did on YouTube, dope. I liked it. I like how he did that on the scene. He didn't do this one in the studio. A lot of Shannon Sharp's interviews are in the studio. This one he did live at 2 Chainz on location. Little clip, you want to check it out.
My boy.
Shane, what it is, baby?
My boy.
Man, thanks for having us, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I just in here straightening up a little bit. I had a workout this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome. This is my little low-key gym.
I switch whips in the AM. Pick up the bagel with the...
What is it about working out that you like?
It's cool to be strong,
Yeah.
you know? And it's, to me, it's especially cool not to look it. See, you look strong. you make people like instantly, oh, I'm gonna shoot you. You know, instantly. No one can imagine. I seen you showing out at the Laker game. I'm like, let them go. Ain't nobody. They gonna like all these folks gonna start running in a minute.
Anyway, so speaking of a lot of things I wanted to talk about, I said the AMAs. Let's move on to entertainment. So in the entertainment, the AMAs happen. I'm going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez. I'm going to talk about Diddy a little bit, but let's get to the AMAs. I didn't even know the AMAs was going to happen. Had no idea. I didn't see no ads, I heard no, I guess it was ads, but I didn't see any. I didn't know it was going to happen. Janet Jackson performed. J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez hosted it, and she did a skit, a melody. You can check some of the skits out on YouTube, which is, I love YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. I'm on YouTube all the time. Shout out Merle on the Move. You can check it out. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. All my Merle on the Moves. Forgot to shout y'all out. And I also forgot to talk about the numbers on the clock. So I'm going to get back to this entertainment in a minute, but let me talk about the clock for a minute. If y'all can remember, all my people has been watching. The numbers is going crazy, by the way. Wow, the numbers on the views on the show. But look at those numbers right there. Come on. Y'all see that the last episode I did, that counter was at 4,600. That counter, there it is. That counter is at 51. Come on. We cracked over 5,000. I can't say me because I ain't did nothing. I'm just putting the content out. You guys are receiving it. You guys are clicking the channel. You guys are subscribing, and I really appreciate it. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep pushing this out, pushing it, you know what I'm saying, where we can go. To the moon, baby. Ow! So let's keep this going. Back to this entertainment. So, like I was saying, I didn't know. I just didn't know the AMAs was coming. So J-Lo hosted. It was dope. She looked good. She did a whole melody. She did a lot of dancing. Janet Jackson, she did her thing. She was dancing. I don't know how old Janet Jackson is now, but she was getting it. Janet was straight up getting it, though. Glorilla got this surgery going on. I don't know what she going. She thick. If you go back and watch that other song she had when Glow first came out, she had no booty. She had no booty. You know what I'm saying? I understand she got the boobs done, but she had no booty. Glow, when she come out on the stage, she got some booty, man. I'm talking smack. Shout out to Glorilla. The performance was dope. Check it out. It's not just about that. I'm just capping right now. But anyway, like I said, I didn't know what was going on, but that was on. I heard that. I didn't watch the whole thing. Like I seen clips on YouTube. But they said that Eminem beat out Kendrick for Album of the Year because it's the fans vote on the AMAs. So I guess shout out to Eminem though. He had to do. I listened to a couple songs. I think the Death of Slim Shady or something like that. A couple songs on there with Eminem was dope, but wasn't better than Kendrick. Right off top. So I think that's kind of all I wanted to say about that. Shoe drops. The Grayson Men's, your boy got them, copped them. Yes, round of applause for that. I got the Grayson Men's Jordan for us. Yep. Got them retail too. Did not have to go to StockX or nothing like that. No resale. Got them retail day of. Shout out to that. I told y'all Foot Locker and was sold to Dick's, but Foot Locker still Foot Locker. That's where I got mine from. Let's go ahead and keep staying in this entertainment. Let's talk about the Tory Lanez. I told y'all the stabbing. Now they're trying to get Tory Lanez out. It's a lot of these YouTube guys and vloggers and bloggers and everybody on social media is trying to say that free Tory, right? And he didn't shoot Megan, and this girl, can't think of the girl's name right now, Megan's friend that was in the car with Kelsey, shot Tory. That's what they're saying. Saying that Kelsey, it was two girls, it was a witness, they saying. Now, this ain't in court yet. I don't think this was in court. But this is what the internet is saying. that Kelsey was in the car and Tory was in the car and the bodyguard or the driver somehow the girls got out the car fighting and it was a gun and Tory hit the hand down of the girl and the gun went off. This is kind of what the story is being said now. Not that Tory had the gun and was shooting at her feet saying dance. That's what the original story was, that Tory Lanez was shooting at her feet and telling her to dance. And that's what he got convicted of. He went to jail, got 10 years for that. And then the stabbing happened, and they saying he just never said, he didn't tell, he wanted to snitch. This is what this is? This is the code they saying? Not sure, but speculating that's what they're trying to say. I don't know where we're going with this, but if he gets a new trial, maybe, hey, if it's enough evidence to support the claim, evidence, not he say, she say, not the internet just talking and creating these stories and narratives. If it's enough information for them to present it to a jury and get him a new trial or whatever, there you go. If he didn't do it, he shouldn't be in jail. If he did it, he should do his time, right? That's where we at with that. Diddy, they say they don't think Diddy gonna get out. I've been listening to Laura Rosa on the Breakfast Club. I just hate when they listen to this noise. Y'all hear that? When you listen to the Breakfast Club, listen to how many times they bump the table. It used to be Charlemagne only. But lately, it's a lot of people, even the guests. But the guests don't know, but the host should know not to be bumping the table. That's annoying to hear the mics bump. But anyway, back to it. Laura Rosa doing her thing on that reporting on the Diddy thing, because I don't even have to watch TMZ or nothing else. I just listen to her report on the Diddy trial, and she be killing it with the information. So, Kid Cudi, they're trying to get Diddy on blowing up the car and kidnapping on his assistants. All the testimony from his Diddy's assistants is what's going to get him hemmed up. They was on stage. It was this lady named CC. I forget what they said her real name is, but she really did some damaging testimony towards Diddy. It was this other assistant that came out and said that he sexually assaulted her, threw her in the swimming pool, all kind of stuff. So, I mean, these stories, and they're trying to get him on once again, they're trying to get him on kidnapping, a racketeering, or something like that. Let's get him on kidnapping and sex trafficking and some other things, but not domestic. But it's all tying in these stories. And the way Lauren is saying is that the defense, it ain't looking good. So, I don't know. But these jokes, the way all these people trying to come at this man. But let's talk about Diddy. Trump, he say, look, you hear that? Trump say he thinking. They used to be friends, him and Diddy used to be friends. He might pardon Diddy.
Well, that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening. And I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So, I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
This is federal stuff. This is not state stuff that's coming at Diddy. This is federal. Now, it ain't like the Larry Hoover. Trump pardoned all these people. He pardoned NBA YoungBoy. He pardoned, hold on, let me get my language right, because words matter. Trump did not pardon Larry Hoover. Trump did not pardon NBA YoungBoy. NBA YoungBoy was out of jail. He commuted his sentence. That means that he made it go away to where he can go do things. right? It ain't like it's not like that charge won't show up no more. But he can travel overseas and do things like that. He can make money. And that's what Trump is. He's a businessman. If you present something to Trump, not saying that, my bad, to 47, the current guy there, if you present him a business situation where you can show that, hey, I can make money and I can probably siphon, I'm not saying this is happening, but possibly siphon some of this money towards you or some people that you know that can possibly get it back to your circle or do something you got going on. You know what I mean? Put me in position, I can do that for you. And maybe that's what that is, because these people have money. They ain't like I don't know if he's just letting off. I don't know. It could be other people letting out too, though. But I'm just saying these high people that really we know did these, like the Chrisleys. We know that did these jobs. The Chrisleys is this couple that had a TV show, husband and wife that was in prison for like 10 years. I think they got 10 years too for defrauding these community banks for millions of dollars. 47 gave them a pardon too. Now he gave them a pardon, I believe. I don't think he commuted. They said I think he wiped what they did out. Larry Hoover, he started the Gates of Disciples, but he also did a lot of community activist stuff in Chicago. He had a lot of movements. He did a lot of good things also, but he didn't pardon him. He commuted his sentence to where he can get out of federal prison, but he's got all these state charges, so he's not free. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors, you know what I mean? Camera op type things just to say, I'm doing something for y'all, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that. But more importantly than that, let's talk about some tariffs. Do y'all want to talk about them tariffs? I think we need to talk about them because that's what's going on. Y'all, we finna feel some pain, and I don't want to feel it. And when I say that, I'm not talking about that. Me personally, I'm finna like, the ship is sinking type thing, right? What was me? But we all gonna feel it in our pockets. Our normal everyday routines, we gonna feel it. The things that we like. So I got this pulled up right now. This is CNN now. This is CNN. I know some of y'all. I got Fox pulled up too. We gonna go to them and see if they talking about it too. But let's talk about these tariffs though, real quick. So the tariffs, because y'all you know that this court said that it was illegal what 47 did, and he had to get away with it. But then he appealed it, and this other court said, well, we're going to put him back in place until we figure it out. And now they want to take it to the Supreme Court. But speaking of tariffs, let me get back where I was. Sorry about that. So these businesses, it's businesses that are saying right now, I got this pulled up. It's businesses saying that they are not. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all. I saw that. Did I show you the back of this earlier? A chair hit my mic there. Sorry about that. I want y'all to see the look on the back. I don't know if y'all can see that. Anyway, back to the tariffs. So it's businesses like Walmart, businesses like Best Buy, car makers, car manufacturers, and other businesses, major businesses, that is saying that they're not going to eat the tariff. That because of the tariffs, they're going to have to pass these prices on to us, the consumers. So some of these everyday goods, some of these everyday services, and these everyday items, or these items that we normally, when I look at, are going to be higher. I was telling y'all a couple of weeks ago in the show that televisions, they're so cheap because it's easy made and so many of them. But now prices on things like electronics, maybe not TVs right away, but other electronics, it's going to be higher. Prices on a lot of the everyday essentials is going to be higher. They're going to Walmart. You know that. That's what their motto is. It's lower prices. And he ain't budging. You got Russia attacking Ukraine crazy, and 47 talking about you tripping, you got to stop. And Russia like, well, you need to be quiet. Matter of fact, so what's going on here? And I didn't want to do this Golden Dome. That's AI. The world is spiraling. It's like it's an escalation, and we pacifying ourselves with sports and all these other activities. And the thing that I always hear from the people that I deal with in the daily is that I don't watch the news. The normal people, like I'm talking about everyday people that consume, that work, blue collar people, the number one thing that they say, if you go to a grocery store, any mall, I'm talking about normal people. Most of the majority of these people don't watch the news. There is no such thing as newspapers, really. It's social media. You know what I mean? And social media caters to the person that's clicking it. So whatever you're into, that's what that social media caters to. So if you ain't into political or the financial market or the environment market, you know what I'm saying? What's going on in the environment, the weather. Some people don't even watch the weather. Do you understand that? Some people don't even watch. They just go outside and whatever it feel like, it feel like. Some people don't even watch the weather. Like the weather, you don't watch your local news. You don't know what's going on. If there's a fire downtown, businesses is closing, schools is going on with the kids. If it's any recalls on food, like you don't watch any news. You just scroll on that phone. That's all you doing. That's your news. That's what's wrong. Now, I'm not saying that you should watch every news program, but you got to be involved. You're an adult now. We all grown now, at least most of us. And if you're not grown, teach your children to learn also for the younger people. So you can start. I didn't know anything about elections or voting until I was grown because my mother and father didn't vote. They didn't watch the news either. They didn't watch the news. I didn't start watching until 9/11. When 9/11 happened, that's when I started watching the news. I want to know what's going on because that worried me. I had never seen anything. I had never lived through anything like that. And ever since then, I've been plugged in. Speaking of, Merle on the Move is going to be doing another MC event, hosting here in Ames. It's going to be at Brookside Park. It's June 14th. It's on a Saturday. I believe it starts at 10 o'clock. Also, I believe next week we'll have an interview with some of the members, or one or two of the members is going to be hosting and at the event. So we'll be sitting down talking, and I'll have more information for that later. Also, I have some content and flyers probably on my social media pages and things like that, and you're all welcome to come. Matter of fact, I appreciate you if you do come. Bring a friend, tell a friend, and join us and be a part of the movement of making sure that America, us, stand together and we don't let this stuff consume us and wreck our future for our children, because that's what we're designed to do. We're supposed to protect the future for our children so we leave them in a better position than they are now, currently, right? And that's what this whole thing was. That's what the AI was supposed to be doing. AI was supposed to be moving us into a direction to where we was going to be able to do things without, breaking our back or working ourselves into a grave. But they wanted to make money off of it because this is a capitalist society and everything has a price to it, right? Everything has a cost. So anyway, this is Merle on the Move. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, wrap this show up. Once again, appreciate all my movers. Don't forget the MOTM.com. That's Merle on the Move, www.MOTM.com, MerleOnTheMove.com. Check out the store for the gear. You know what it is. It's Merle on the Move. Always be a good human. Put humans first. Peace.